Hello. Thank you all for coming. Larry made fun of me today, which is a fairly rare occurrence, just kidding, because I posted on my Facebook last night to invite people to come to the concert, and what I said was, if you have nothing to do tomorrow night and you like handbell music, then you should come to the concert. And he thought that it was really funny that I put the disclaimer on there that you had to like handbell music in order to come. So I appreciate all of you for coming and liking handbell music, presumably, and being at our concert. You will see 3 different groups tonight. The first group is our Jubilee Ensemble, and they are our traveling bell choir. So we are our community outreach choir. We play 6 concerts at Christmas and 6 concerts in the spring, so our season actually kicks off tomorrow. And we tour retirement communities in this area and bring a little bit of joy. So at Christmas, it's really fun because we get to play songs about Santa and reindeer and things you wouldn't normally hear in church, like the Chipmunk song this year. And then tonight, all our songs come from the program of Around the World. And so you'll hear a little bit of music from all around the world. Oh, I wanted to mention one thing before we started. You'll notice something a little different tonight than most programs, and that is that we have a director switch halfway through the program. And the reason for that is that our wonderful director, Larry, of 20 years, is stepping down as our bell director at the end of this season. And so this is his last concert with all of us, and we'll take a moment later and honor him. But we wanted to introduce Jared. Also, Jared is going to be taking over for Larry. And so if you don't know Jared, you'll get to know a little bit more about him later. But when you see the director change tonight, that's why, and more to come.
Our first piece this evening is Shenandoah. Shenandoah is a traditional American folk song dating back to the early 1800s. It is believed to have originated with fur traders traveling down the Missouri River in canoes. The name Shenandoah likely referred to the name of a celebrated Native American Indian chief. In early versions of the lyrics, the narrator was singing about being in love with Chief Shenandoah's daughter and wanting to take her away down the river. Soon, sailors heading down the Mississippi River also picked up the song and sang it while hauling in the anchor. From the Mississippi River, it made its way to American clipper ships, and from these voyages, it became a popular sailor's song sung around the world. We hope you enjoy Shenandoah.
Our next piece is called Zoom Golly Golly. It is a traditional Hebrew song relating to the formation of the state of Israel, originating sometime around its creation in 1948. The pioneers referred to it, the song, were the Jewish settlers who built the new Israel. This song has a couple of messages. One, it is about unity, hard work, and preservation. It is a traditional Hebrew song that was sung by the pioneers who built the state of Israel. And two, it is about expressing love and longing for someone special. The lyrics describe the singer's desire to be with their beloved, walking hand in hand under the moonlight. The function of the song is to inspire and to motivate people to work together and overcome challenges. The melody is upbeat and catchy and has become a popular song in Israel culture and beyond. Overall, Zoom Golly Golly is fun and a lively song that represents the spirit of Israel and its people. Now, I think it's really funny that Larry picked me to introduce this song because I am the ringer that keeps everybody else's notes stuck together. Let's see how sticky we can be. Enjoy.
De Colores, meaning of colors in Spanish, is a traditional folk song with roots in the Americas, possibly dating back to the 16th century, brought from Spain during the colonial era. It is now a well-known song in Spanish-speaking communities, often used in the Cursillo movement and as an unofficial anthem for the United Farm Workers. It became a symbol of unity and hope for farm workers in the 1960s and 1970s. The song lyrics express joy and celebration of the world's beauty and diversity, as well as the beauty of God's creation. De Colores was born in the spirit of interfaith communion of the love feast, the agape. De Colores basically means a person who is living in grace, seeing the world in its variety and beauty as all coming from God. Please enjoy De Colores.
London Derriere is one of the most beloved and evocative melodies in the world, often associated with the beautiful rolling landscapes of Northern Ireland. Its haunting lyrical quality has made it a favorite for centuries. The iconic tune first appeared in the 19th century, and its earliest known version was collected by a music teacher named Jane Ross in 1851, who heard it sung by a local fiddler in the town of Londonderry. The melody itself is part of a long-standing tradition of Irish folk music, though its exact origins are debated. Some speculate that it may have been influenced by older Gaelic tunes that have been passed down for generations. London Derriere is most famously known as the tune behind the lyrics of Danny Boy, a song that has been interpreted as a heart-wrenching ballad of love, loss, and longing. Initially written to a tune other than London Derriere, the words to Danny Boy were penned by the English lawyer and lyricist Frederick Weatherly in Bath, Somerset in 1910. After his Irish-born sister-in-law, Margaret, who was living in Ouray, Colorado, I find that very interesting, sent him a copy of London Derriere in 1913, Weatherly modified the lyrics of Danny Boy to fit the rhyme and meter of London Derriere. Weatherly then gave the song to vocalist Elsie Griffin, who made it one of the most popular songs in the new century, and in 1915, Ernestine Schumann Heink produced the first recording of Danny Boy. Other performers who recorded the song include Judy Garland, Bing Crosby, and Johnny Cash. Throughout the years, Danny Boy has been considered an unofficial anthem by Irish Americans and Irish Canadians. It became popular for funerals and memorial services despite not being an official part of the ceremony, and was even banned from funeral masses by some Catholic churches. A retired Irish American police officer, Charlie McKenna from Rhode Island, said, "I want Danny Boy sung at my funeral mass, and if it isn't, I'm going to get up and walk out." Enjoy the tune and let it transport you to the enchanting misty hills of Northern Ireland.
So in anticipation of Jared taking over the Bell program, I thought I'd get to know him a little bit better, and I'd like to share a couple of things with you. Jared told me that when he was in middle school, a band instructor inspired him to pursue music as a career. And so he went to DU and studied music. While there, he auditioned for and joined Reunited, and that was his affiliation with St. Andrew. After graduating from DU, he went to Seattle to a graduate program in arts and leadership. And after he returned, Mark Zwilling hired him in the music department here at St. Andrew about 4 years ago. So in anticipation of him taking over the Bell program, he rang bells a couple of songs in the fall to get a feel for what it's like on this side of the table. And this spring, as you've seen, he's directed some of the songs. In fact, we're ringing a collection called Ring the World Around, arranged by Douglas Wagner, who a lot of you are probably familiar with. And Larry's directing the first 4 songs, and Jared's directing the last 4 songs. Now, since we have both of them with us on tour, we decided to take advantage of Jared's soloist voice and have him sing with the bells for our finale. And in keeping with the Around the World theme, Jared and Larry chose an English version of an old Welsh lullaby, All Through the Night.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, high and veil in slumber sleeping. In my loving vigil attend thee all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while the weary world is sleeping all through the night, over thy spirit gently stealing, visions of delight revealing, breaks a pure and holy feeling all through the night. Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night.
While we trade groups, I get to talk to you a little bit about what it's like to be a bell choir director. Not from the perspective of the bell choir director, but from the perspective of a ringer who watches sometimes a bell choir director. So it takes a very special person to be a bell choir director. If you came to our concert last year, I talked to you about how the bell choir is a family and how the bells are one instrument played by many people and how much teamwork it requires. Well, the bell choir director has to be in charge of that, for better or worse. And tonight, Jared, I think, gets a good taste of what that's like in our warm-ups before rehearsal. And this is typical of every rehearsal, but tonight there were several really good examples that I'll just throw out there. He must have said 8, 9, 10 times to make sure that we had all our materials. Do you have your bells? Do you have your chimes? Are you on the right music? And I'm down playing the low bells with Shannon, and she goes, "You don't have chimes." And I said, "Okay, great, thanks," thinking she meant, "You don't have chimes in this piece." We get halfway through the piece, and I'm like, "I have chimes." And she goes, "Yeah, I told you, you don't have any chimes." And we bust out laughing, and poor Jared is trying to direct, and he looks over at us, he's like, "Shh." So, Jared, baptized by fire, we are glad to have you. And we are so grateful that we get to experience your voice and that we get to have you with us for better and for worse, for the number of times that you tell us to have our chimes and the number of times that we ask, kid you not, what measure are we on? Thank you for being here.
Our next song, My Jesus, I Love Thee, started as a poem written by William Ralph Featherston in 1864. Not much is known about Featherston except that he attended a Methodist church in Montreal. He was 16 years old when he wrote the poem, and that he died at the age of 27. One story about how the poem became public is that Featherston mailed it to his aunt in Los Angeles, who, upon reading it, quickly sought its publication. It wasn't until several years after Featherston's death that Judson Gordon, founder of Gordon College, added a melody and published it in his book of hymns, thus forever transforming this poem into a song. We hope you enjoy My Jesus, I Love Thee.
or it's a long walk from the bass bells. I have a little history lesson for you guys for our next one. So the next song is called "The King of Love My Shepherd Is," and it originates from an old English version of Psalm 23. And if we go back to the history of handbells, the tuned handbells, not just the like, it's time for dinner ringing bells, originated in 18th century England. And this song is actually probably one of the first songs to be transcribed and played on handbells. So it's one of the oldest ones that's out there. It originated in England and Ireland. And in this one, you can listen for notes of Greensleeves and St. Columba, two very traditional Irish tales that you might recognize some notes from. So enjoy.
This next piece, A Song of Celebration by Brenda E. Austin, is a perfect reflection of what tonight is all about, celebration. It's full of energy, joy, and gratitude, everything we're feeling as we gather here. As we ring, we celebrate the gift of music, the friendships we've built, and we give a special nod to our conductor, Larry Scalfari, whose steady hand and big heart have guided our handbell family for so many years. Tonight, A Song of Celebration is a thank you for our director, Larry, our new director, Jared, for all the ding-dongs, I mean ringers, who have been part of this handbell ministry, for you who support us with your presence. We invite you to celebrate with us, to lift up this moment, to carry its joy with you, and to remember all the ways that music connects us.
Well, before Jared, there was Larry. There is Larry. And Larry is someone that I am blessed to work with and someone that I am blessed to call a friend. And to say that Larry loves everyone with a huge heart is an understatement. He is caring and he is compassionate and he is driven and he is a perfectionist and he is a worrier and he is an introvert. And all of those things make him exactly who this program has needed for the past 20 years. Now, I am very lucky because Larry is not going away from me. Larry is moving to 3/4 time, which he is super excited about. And to make up some of those hours that he is going to need after giving up the bell program, he is going to come work with me with the youth choir and become our youth choir's new accompanist. And so I get to actually, yeah. So I actually get to spend more time a week with Larry than I do right now. But Larry is excited to be able to play the piano and the organ and grace us with those gifts and continue doing everything that he loves to do, and then add on the pretzels also. So to honor Larry, we went back and forth about what we wanted to do. And we were like, should we have a party? No, he's not actually leaving. What should we do? And what we came up with to honor his time as our bell director is we commissioned a piece of his favorite hymn, which is set to the hymn tune Thaxt. And it will be ready this fall in honor of Larry. And so it will be performed in church this fall. We don't know who's playing it yet. That'll be up to Jared. You're welcome. But we wanted to make sure that he had a piece that had his name on it for being the staple he has been in our music department. So we just, again, want to say a huge thank you to Larry for all of your leadership and all of your gifts over the last several years.
This next piece is a musical setting of a poem written in the late 1800s by Scottish pastor George Matheson. Thousands of Christians have found this particular hymn uplifting, but few know that Matheson actually penned it during one of the most painful episodes of his life. When he was 17 years old, Reverend Matheson was looking forward to a bright future in the ministry, and he was engaged. Then he found out he was going blind, and his doctors could do nothing to delay or reverse the process. His fiancée broke off the engagement because she didn't want to be burdened with a blind husband. Reverend Matheson found a deep well of practical and emotional support in his sister. She helped him learn to navigate the world without sight, and more importantly, to navigate the immense grief he felt upon losing his fiancée. His sister's love and encouragement got him through that difficult time. Years later, on the eve of his sister's wedding, Reverend Matheson remembered that time and penned the lyrics to this piece. He said that while he would struggle to perfect a sermon or any other communication, that the words to this particular piece that inspired this tune came to him like a dayspring. He said he didn't revise them, he never edited them, he wrote them in 5 minutes and felt they were perfect. He also never married.
So first, I just want to say a giant thank you to everyone who has given me such a warm, warm welcome to this ensemble, to this bell choir. Jubilee, as well as our February and March choirs. It's just been an absolute joy to work with them and to be able to make mistakes, lead them through things, say shush, right, in rehearsal. But ultimately, for tonight, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience getting up there at the podium and seeing everyone's smiling faces and just the wonderful music that they create. I also just want to say a big, big thank you to Larry for being there as a support. Absolutely wonderful in the work that he's done. This next piece is All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name. It's originally from Oliver Holden, who was a man of many, many talents. He was a real estate tycoon in the 1700s in America, or 1800s in America. And he owned a music shop. He made a lot of collections of music and everything, but he did a lot with bell choirs. And then this particular arrangement was arranged by Lloyd Larson. The other thing about this arrangement is that it is very, very exciting. There's a lot going on, and my rotator cuff might break, so we'll see.
Well, thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I want to express my appreciation to this wonderful group of bell ringers, all of the choirs, and all the support you've been all through these many years. Such teamwork, and other people who just come in and substitute and help and make this work. There's a synergy among a bell choir that's amazing, because it's one instrument played by all these different people, and they just fill in and do whatever's needed at whatever time. I want to thank our music director, Mark Swilling, Katie Sinning, and our new bell director, Jared Giamanco. Thank you so much for all you've done. I need to acknowledge Don Smith, who has been the bell director before me for 15 years. So when I was taking over in 2006, he had been here 15 years. So that goes back to the early 90s. So we've got 35 years of direction here, and then a new person. So it's wonderful that we have 3 bell directors and the continuity. And there were people that preceded Don, and we are building on just the shoulders of people who've been here before for decades at St. Andrews. So what a great church and what a great music program we have. So thank you to all of you. So Katie just flashed an offering plate in the back in case I forgot. But on your way out, if you want to, in a monetary, substantial way, let us know that you appreciate the music program, specifically bells, you can contribute. And we appreciate you. Well, hug a ringer. I always say that every year at the end of the concert, and show them your love. And if you're interested in bell ringing, you've got a marvelous new director. We share a birthday. On my 40th birthday, Jared was born. So that's a little something unique there. Anyway, well, God bless you, and have a great week.